Hey guys, it's Imani here. Welcome to the set, please. I just want to talk a little bit about the injury crisis with Arsenal. While I'm actually sorry, at least for the players who getting injured while doing what they love, it's just terrible that Arsenal actually put themselves in the place where they are right now. Like, there is no one to blame but themselves, because most of the problems they're actually facing now could have been avoided if they've actually signed someone in the January transfer window. But in the typical Arsenal fashion, they decided against signing anyone, opting to wait for the summer transfer window. And now you can't complain. After all, they already showed their ambition as a club that in January, as early as January, they have already written off the season. That is what it is. The club already wrote off the season that this is going to be another trophyless season for them. And so what's the point trying to even compete or trying to sign a player to actually try and win something? And it's just terrible. The report today is that Kai Havertz now is injured, probably for the rest of out for the rest of the season with a hamstring injury. Now Arsenal has about 3 attackers left, if I'm not mistaken. Leandro Trossard, Raheem Sterling, and Ethan Nwaneri, if you're going to call him an out-and-out attacker. So it is terrible for a club that still competing in the league. Although I know they are 6 points behind them, table toppers Liverpool, who also has a game in hand. But then you still have about 17 to 18 matches to go. You cannot be writing off the season at this point. You still have the Champions League to play for. Yes, I know you may have an outside chance of winning it, but still, it is still a chance. I mean, take a look at Real Madrid yesterday. At about 80 minutes, they were down 2-1 at the Etihad and somehow turned it around within 30 minutes to win the match 3-2. You have to show ambition if you actually want to win anything. You cannot have a bunch of people who probably have never been in a position of winning anything in their lives, running a club. These are people who are okay with mediocrity. I'm sorry to say, but these are actually people who are okay with mediocrity. It is appalling to watch, and it is terrible because this is the best Arsenal has been in a very long time. This is the best Arsenal has been as a club in terms of play style, in terms of actually competing for anything in a very long time. The last time they actually won the Premier League was over 20 years ago. I think 21 years ago. That was the last time they actually won the Premier League with a couple of FA Cups in the here and there. They have never actually, within the last few years, they haven't actually competed. And right now that they are actually competing, the club hierarchy is just making the club look, making the efforts just go to waste. Let me put it that way. Because you cannot tell me a club that's serious about competing. Over the previous summer, you barely spent anything. And you signed only a defensive midfielder and a defender. Or more or less a box-to-box midfielder. If I'll call Merino a box-to-box midfielder and a defender, without again adding an attacker. And the funny thing is, Arsenal fans and pundits alike have been clamoring for years that they need to be a Bukayo Saka replacement, or not a replacement per se, an understudy. You need to have someone that is capable or good enough to give the kid some rest. Now the kid is injured. There's actually nobody, no like for like or something close to take over the void or to cover up the void that has created. And then when you had the opportunity in January to actually sign people who can actually do the thing, you cannot tell me that there were no market opportunities. I mean, Kvaratskhelia moved to PSG. Man City were able to sign Omar Mamouche, who was Stuttgart's best player. I think Stuttgart's best player was able to sign him. Still signed Kusanov from, I think, Rennes or Lens. I think Lens, if I'm not mistaken. You understand? These are teams that actually want to win something. These are teams that even when it seems like the chips are down, are still trying their best to pick themselves up and see if they can win something. But in a typical Arsenal fashion, the moment why things are not going your way, well, we throw in the towel and wait for next season again. What guarantees do you have that next season you're going to have any season semblance of a good enough season? What you have is what is right in front of you. And if you're not actually making an effort to compete for what is in front of you, I mean, you might as well just pack up the club. It is terrible. This is what the fifth or sixth season under Mikel Arteta, and you're going to end up with another we tried season. Come on, at some point you have to stop trying and actually start winning things. You have to actually stop trying. You actually stop saying, well, we competed, and actually win something. That's what it means to be an elite club. That is literally the goal of elite sports, to win something. Otherwise, what are your fans playing? What are your fans paying all the season tickets and the match fees every day for? To come and at the end of the season hear that they tried? It is not enough anymore to try and do your football club. I don't know what else the management of the club needs. I don't know what else motivation they need to begin to move like an elite club, to begin to move like a club that wants to win things. It is terrible. It is shambolic the way the club is being run. The club is literally run like a small team. They are literally run like a mid-table team. Yes, I know you cannot go out every season spending hundreds and 200 millions of pounds, but at least when it matters the most, you should be able to go into the market and find what you need. When it matters the most, you should be able to look out and go into the market and get what you need. Right now, it matters the most. January, it mattered the most. Now you have another attacker down injured. And who is to say that even if Bukayo Saka comes back in March, I think first week of March, that's when the speculation is, who is to say that if he comes back in first week of March that he's not going to pick up another injury? That's the thing about injuries, you don't know. That is the reason why you sign players and back up for backups, so that you have enough squad depth to be able to compete in every competition you want to compete in. That is just the fact. But you cannot compete in about 4 different tournaments with just about barely 4 or 5 attackers, that most of them are actually average. Let us not even go into that conversation. That's a conversation for another day. Most of them are bang average. You understand? And it is just a terrible place to be in, where it seems you look like you're a big club, but in reality you don't make moves like a big club. In reality, you are literally a small club, kind of punching above his weight. It is terrible. It is just terrible. I don't know if there is something in the water which North London clubs drink, because I don't understand what is wrong with them. It is just shambolic. But this is my opinion. Let us hear yours in your comment section. Like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. I will catch you on the next one. Bye.